what up? In this video, I want to do a reaction video to a niche that I think is quite interesting and will work in whatever country that you're in here in Africa. Let's say you are in Southern Africa, Central Africa, East Africa. This niche will work. Let me play this video. And by the way, this video is in Swahili. So I'll be stopping the video frequently and explaining to you what he's saying or what they're saying.
2013 kwa ajili ya kutalii kwenye mbuga za wanyama.
Nimeangalia kwenye online hapo Tanzania Serengeti, Ngorongoro, ni kuzuri sana.
So this Asian guy is a Chinese guy. What he's saying is he's been here for quite a bit and he's already visited all the sites in Tanzania and he's into poultry farming.
Kati wa pita zake huku na kule, Shaujang aligundua tatizo kubwa linalowatesa au linalowakabili wafuga kuku wa taifa. Aliwaona wakifuga lakini kwa kubahatisha kwa sababu walikuwa hawatumii teknolojia ya kisasa.
So, he's saying in short that when he came here to Tanzania, he saw that people who were doing poultry farming or raising chickens were having problems, and part of those problems was not using the latest and greatest technology to improve their poultry farming.
Nimeona wafugaji wa Tanzania wanapitia machangamoto mingi sana. Hajapata vifaa vizuri, hajapata teknolojia vizuri.
He's just basically saying the same thing that I just said, which is, Tanzanians are having a hard time, accessing good technology for their poultry farming. And he speaks Swahili now, and he hasn't been here for very long. This is a true hustler that I respect. Yeah, so during the poultry farming, the chickens got sick a lot. So if you're into poultry farming, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't raise those chickens the right way, or it could be pigs, they will get diseases and die. So he has this technology that basically helps to reduce loss in poultry farming. Loss meaning chickens die.
Magonjwa ya kuku ni mengi, performance iko chini sana. Kama kuku wa mayai haitagi vizuri, kuku wa nyama haikui vizuri.
Kama ambavyo alitumia juhudi kubwa kulisoma na kulifahamu soko pamoja na biashara ya kuku Tanzania, ndivyo hivyo pia aliweka juhudi kujifunza Kiswahili.
Sijaingia darasani.
You're just introducing the name of the company that this Asian guy owns, technology company for poultry farming.
Ndio hivyo tunaongea na wateja na marafiki na kujifunza kidogo.
Kuna wakati huwa Watanzania wanamteta akiingia mahali bila kujua kuwa ni Mchina lakini anakijua Kiswahili.
Ndio. Kuna wengine sijua naongea.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Doing business in Tanzania is quite difficult if you don't speak the language. You have to learn it. They don't make it easy. Even like when you get to the border, going through immigration, they can clearly see that you are not, Swahili speaking, but they just address to you in Swahili. This is how I learned. You gotta learn the language. Or else they don't care if you don't know it. How come you don't know Swahili? What's wrong with you? That's how they look at me.
Sukuma au Kimasai, lugha sielewi.
Baada ya hapo aliamua kurudi China kwenda kujipanga na kisha akarejea Tanzania mwaka 2014 na kufungua kampuni inaitwa Afi Green, ikiwa imesheheni teknolojia mbalimbali za kuwasaidia Watanzania kwenye ufugaji wa kuku na biashara ya kuku.
Teknolojia kuanzia.
Now they're going to show his business after the introduction. The host just introduced it. Now you're going to see some of the technology.
Kutengeneza chakula hadi vifaa kufugia keji, kufugia kuku na kuchinja kuku pia.
Hadi teknolojia ya kuchinja kuku nayo.
Ndio. Kwa mfano mashine za kutengeneza chakula kuanzia matumizi binafsi na matumizi na viwandani pia.
Safi sana. Na tuanze kwenye teknolojia hapo ambazo mnazo kwa ajili ya kufugia kuku. Twende moja moja. Teknolojia gani mnayo?
Now the host is asking, okay, can you break it down for us one by one? You have the technology. What is the technology exactly?
Ya kwanza unaweza kuisema?
Cha kwanza tumeleta complete system ya kufugia automatic, ambayo ni automatic ya kufugia kuku. Watu wawili tu anaweza kuhudumia kuku 30,000.
He's saying the first one is a comprehensive technology that can help, I think, feed or clean the chicken coop or something like that. Pardon me, because Swahili speaking, I'm still learning najifunza. And then it requires only 2 people to operate that whole complete system. And you saw how big the warehouse is. 2 people to manage a whole complete system. Whereas there's some poultry farmers right now in places like, maybe Botswana, Uganda probably, I don't know what else, what other countries, maybe Zimbabwe, let me use Zimbabwe, that are still using a lot of people. And if you have access to technology, I know it sucks that you're taking away some jobs, but I think technology like this one is best to use to improve your yields. Just 2 people. And I've seen, like I said, in Zimbabwe, where you have 10 people operating something that could be operated by 2 people using this technology.
Ndio, anafu kuku anakaa vizuri, haipati magonjwa, anakuwa vizuri kabisa.
Na hiyo kuku hawapati magonjwa ni kwa sababu gani? Hiyo teknolojia ina kitu gani?
Ni kwa sababu ndani banda hali ya hewa ime controlled. Ndani ni baridi kama chumba ya AC.
Yeah, you see this. Look at how many chickens are here. So many chickens. Wow. These must be thousands in this entire warehouse. And then those 2 guys are the ones that are this guy, that guy, and this is the host. They're probably operating this whole system. And they get taught. Look at that. And what he's saying is that this whole system is air conditioned. If you're into poultry farming and you're watching this, you know the game. But if you want to get into the poultry farming, these are the kind of things you need to be paying attention to. You need to be watching content like this one from different parts of Africa. Maybe it could be some content similar to this one in Zambia. Maybe somebody in Zambia is already doing this and they have content on YouTube. Watch content like that. Then you can take that same concept, apply it in Botswana, Namibia, make some money.
Ndio, pia kuna mifumo ya kutoa mbolea, kwa hiyo kuku hapo mbali sana na uchafu, haipati magonjwa.
Tulikuwa tunaongea kabla, ukasema kwenye mikoa kama ya Lindi, Mtwara, Dar, Tanga, wafugaji wa kuku wanapata tabu sana.
Ni kweli.
Ni kwa sababu ya
hali ya hewa. Kwa sababu best temperature ya kuku ni kuanzia degree 24 hadi 28. Lakini hapo Dar es Salaam, Lindi, Tanga inazidi. Sometimes inafika 35. Kuku akifika temperature ikifika 35, kuku wanakufa.
I say.
No, he's just basically giving the specs of, what temperatures and all the stuff that need to be maintained in that whole system. And also he's talking about, I'll just let the video play on mute while I'm explaining the rest of this. Because I don't want to bore you with just listening to it. He's basically just saying, all the specs, he's just adding more to the story of what he offers. I think there are 2 ways you can approach this if you want to get into the poultry business. Actually, 3 ways you can approach how to make money in the poultry business in whatever country you choose to do business in. Number 1 way, you become a broker for technology like this one. This gentleman here from China, He's doing quite well here in Tanzania, but he might be interested in partnering up with somebody that is in, say, Uganda, and you set up the business systems on the front end in Uganda, collect all the taxes. He will give you his equipment that he has, or give you the rights to sell this equipment that he has. Then you just become the broker. So you set up a storefront over there in Kampala. You're just showcasing this technology that, hey, we have this technology, we can sell it to you. And then this guy will give you that, like some exclusive deal. It's kind of like drop shipping. If you guys are familiar with drop shipping is something that guys in the US have been doing for a long time, where they will look out for these product suppliers, manufacturers in China, strike up a deal and tell those guys to sell them something for $5, and then they'll set up the sales front end to the Americans and sell that same product that they're buying from the Chinese for $5 and sell it for 50 or 15. So they're not producing anything. They're just the middleman between the manufacturer and the market. That's a great opportunity for anybody that is in Kenya, in Ethiopia even, in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique. It doesn't matter, whichever countries that you're in, if you can strike up a deal with this guy, he can knock off, because he's the plug. He knows exactly where to get this equipment from. And he knows the systems and how to put it all together to add value. There are guys that only sell equipment. I've noticed this. Here in Africa, there are people that are making a lot of money just from selling equipment, but with no added value. Added value means that you're adding a buyer's experience. The buyer wants to experience what it's like to be your customer. And this video showcases what it's like. And someone like him, if you partner up with him, he can put all that up together. So maybe he can allow you to even call your business the same name as his, but in a different country. Then all you're doing, you're not handling equipment. All you're doing is you're doing sales just for your country. Then he's doing all the promotions on the back end using this content right here. And then you have a sales office in there with the best salesperson. The best salesperson that beats the entire competition, you'll win. And the barrier to entry into that brokerage, being a broker type of business, is not very high. You just need to find somebody locally who's really good at sales, that knows how to crush it, and you teach them how to do sales even more, set them up with a storefront, pay them a good salary. So let's say the average salary in that country is $300 a month. You pay them $600, double. They'll never leave you. And all they're doing is sales. As soon as they come into that office, the person's dressed professionally, they're looking fresh. And then these poultry farmers are coming in, right, we need the latest, greatest equipment. Oh, come check this out. Do you know what this is? Whatever. Listen, the Chinese are up on that game now. 10 years ago, I know this because I'm seeing the difference between what America was like 10 years ago and now. It seems to me that the Chinese have stolen the next level customer service that the Americans invented. The Americans have perfected sales. How to sell you on things that you don't need to impress people that don't like you. The Americans have perfected that. They're the geniuses at it. And now I'm seeing the Chinese have stolen that game and they're using it now. Saying, oh, we learned this from the Americans. Listen, man. America is the greatest sales of all time. greatest. Those people know how to sell. They will sell you and come into America, and then as soon as you get there, like, but wait a minute. But you told me this, you told me that. Listen, they deserve their respect. I hope you got some value from this video. This is a great niche to get into. The second way I'm thinking you can navigate this is to maybe focus on, not maybe, the second way I'm thinking is to focus on buying the equipment, selling the warehouse, setting up the warehouse, and being the person that, has their own chicken farm. But the barrier to entry for that angle is quite high. So it means like you would have to buy the equipment, that's thousands of dollars, set it up. Fortunately, if you partner up with this guy, he can train your guys. You send over your best guys to Tanzania, they get trained by this guy. You got to pay him, of course. Then you bring those guys back to whatever country that you set up your operations. Then you're running your own chicken farm, chicken whatever. Then you're out competing the competition by using technology. Technology is amazing now. The times have changed so much that even if you're running this kind of operation on a much smaller scale, you can put in maybe 10, 15,000 into it, and you can expand it over the next 5 years into something pretty major. Because the thing about Africa is this: there are people that are making good money, but they're not adding value to the marketplace like that. So they're making money already. So imagine what happens when you come in, you add value. Oh my goodness. It's winning season. And I know I said 3 things. I forgot the third thing. But I hope you guys got some value from this video. If you're ready to work with the best, I guess we'll end this video here. If you're ready to work with the best in navigating on how to make money in the poultry business without necessarily setting up or coming out of pocket a lot of money, and then you just expand your empire that way, schedule time. I'll put you on some game on how you can really do this. Where in 3 to 5 years, you will have such a major operation where everybody's going to be like, my goodness, like, where does this guy come from? That's what you want. Schedule time. I'll put a link. I'll be your coach. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule time with me. I'll put you on some game on how to navigate and make sure you're dominating the competition. Because you don't get into business in Africa just by being, just to be small and average. No. When you come in here, you better come correct to apply maximum pressure. And it's totally doable. You got to be serious. Schedule time. Maybe pay consultation. You'll see when you fill in the form. All right. Talk to you soon. Bless.